Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the WWE 2K25 Universe Mode series. And we're kicking off Monday Night Raw with the Cult of Personality, the man who was successful back at Survivor Series, winning the 30-man gauntlet match. And he has a big decision to make, as he has the main event of SummerSlam in the palm of his hands. He gets to pick and choose which champion he wants to face at SummerSlam. And you have to wonder, maybe that is the reason why he's over here on Monday Night Raw. Could he possibly have made his decision already? I guess we're about to find out, because CM Punk is here with a message for the WWE Universe. Will the Cult of Personality potentially choose the World Heavyweight Champion to face at SummerSlam, Bron Breakker? Or will CM Punk possibly even choose the Viper, Randy Orton, or the Final Boss over on Friday Night SmackDown? CM Punk looking to climb to the top of the mountain, but let's see what CM Punk has got to say here.
I know, this isn't my home. This is Raw. My home is usually on the other side, the blue brand, Friday Night SmackDown. But after Survivor Series, after winning the biggest match of my life, who's to say this couldn't be my home again in the near future? I've got the keys to the kingdom right here in my hands. All I have to do is choose. Who's my victim? Who gets the privilege of handing over their championship to the best in the world? So Bron Breakker, why don't you come down here and let's talk?
Hold on a minute. Well, it's the Scottish psychopath, a man who CM Punk has a lot of history with, and a man who is the current #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. It is the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre marching down towards the ring. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre even competed in an Inferno match last year, but let's see what Drew's got to say here this evening.
You want Braun? Sorry to disappoint, but you're getting me first. You see, Punk, we've been here before. Clash at the Castle. Raw is war. The Royal Rumble. Every time, you thought you had me figured out. But I have your number. Yeah, you may have beaten me in my home country of Scotland, back at Clash at the Castle. But we both know the referee that night, well, let's just say he wasn't exactly fit for duty. So let me give you some advice, old friend. If you're thinking about challenging for the world Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam, you're making the biggest mistake of your life. Because if you do, I'll be the man standing across from you, and I'll put you down all over again.
Hold on a second. It's the World Heavyweight Champion, Bron Breakker. I guess you couldn't really have this conversation without this man, because CM Punk could potentially, if he does choose to fight for the World Heavyweight Championship, could end up either facing against Drew McIntyre or this man, Bron Breakker. But let's see what Bron Breakker has got to say here this evening.
Drew, let me ask you something. When's the last time you held a championship in WWE, huh? Meanwhile, me, I've had the fastest rise this industry's ever seen. King of the Ring winner, Royal Rumble winner. I beat Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I beat Goldberg at Cyber Sunday. I beat the Samoan Werewolf at WrestleMania. And now I'm standing here as World Heavyweight Champion.
Hold on a minute, what? It's Mr. Money in the Bank, the Samoan Werewolf, over here on Monday Night Raw, perhaps just sending a little reminder that he holds that briefcase. Let's see what Jacob Fatu has got to say.
Look at you, Jacob. You've got that little briefcase and you think you're still a threat. I don't see the Samoan Werewolf anymore. I don't see the man who tore through the Elimination Chamber, the man who stood alone, the man who everybody feared. No, all I see is a shell. A little bitch.
Jacob, stop. What are you even doing on Raw? We've gone over this before. You don't interfere in the business of the final boss. And you don't interfere with the final boss's allies. And Drew McIntyre, he's an ally. So step back. Retreat.
So hold on a minute. The final boss ordering Jacob Fatu to retreat, and it seems like Jacob Fatu a little bit hesitant, but he is obeying the commands of the final boss. Well, what is going on between those two? Braun Breaker inside the ring, and hold on a minute, Drew McIntyre with a Claymore kick, and now CM Punk, hold on a second, hoisting up Drew McIntyre onto his shoulders, GTS connecting. Well, things are becoming a bit hectic here on Monday Night Raw. CM Punk asking what time it is, and it's definitely not Tiffy time. It seems like it's clobbering time. DDT to the champion, and CM Punk maybe sending a message to the entire roster here. Oh my word. Drew McIntyre in trouble again. GTS for a second time. CM Punk is laying waste to the current champion and the #1 contender. And Braun Breaker put to sleep as well. CM Punk stands tall here on Monday Night Raw. But what on earth have we just witnessed? Could he maybe, potentially, at SummerSlam, choose to face Braun Breaker? Ladies and gentlemen, as we move on with the show, we have Lyra Valkyria, and just listen to the ovation after she returned back at Survivor Series, and she essentially assisted Dakota Kai in winning the Women's Intercontinental Championship and taking it away from the man Becky Lynch. But Lyra Valkyria also last week brawled with Becky Lynch and essentially took both of them out of the Queen of the Ring quarter-final matchup. But here tonight, Lyra Valkyria has a message for the WWE Universe. Let's see what she's got to say.
Last week, people said I made a mistake. People said I threw away an opportunity to become Queen of the Ring when I brawled with Becky Lynch. And you know what? Maybe I did. But I don't care. I don't care about crowns. I don't care about tournaments. The only thing I care about is Becky Lynch. Becky, you stole months of my career. Months I will never get back. While you held that championship high, while you laughed about ending my run before it even began, I sat at home. I sat in pain. And I swore the second I came back, I'd make you feel exactly what I felt.
Lyra. Lyra, Lyra, Lyra. You think I stole months from your career? No, no, no. What you did is cost me everything. You cost me my Intercontinental Championship. You cost me my chance to become Queen of the Ring. And now you stand there blaming me? That's your problem, Lyra. You're bitter. You can't control your emotions. And that's why you will never be a champion in WWE. Me? I don't waste my time with petty revenge. My focus has always been on winning championships. That's why I'm one of the greatest of all time. And if you ever want to be more than a hot-headed rookie with a grudge, you'd better learn that lesson real fast.
You want to talk about focus? Then stop hiding behind a screen. Stop sitting wherever you are, running your mouth, and come down here to this ring like the so-called man you claim to be.
Not tonight, sweet cheeks. You'll see me when I decide. Until then, keep throwing your tantrums. It makes it all the easier for me.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we move into the first bit of action here on Monday Night Raw, we have the former World Tag Team Champions, the two who actually lost their titles back at Survivor Series in the Unification Tag Team title matchup. But Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano seem to be a little bit paranoid as to what might be going on backstage, as they seem to believe that someone maybe has it out for them and they don't want to see them succeed. But Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano made it clear that they're not going to allow anyone to hold them down, and they will be fighting for those tag team titles once again. They're going to try and force the hand of the Street Profits, it seems like. However, the Street Profits have seemingly put DIY in their rearview mirror, and they're looking to move on to bigger and better things. But I guess tonight is going to be a big night for DIY. They need a victory. And ladies and gentlemen, here is their opponents. It is the Bullet Club, JD McDonough and AJ Styles. We have seen these two teams clash previously about a month ago now, and it was DIY who came out victorious on that occasion. But tonight, AJ Styles and JD McDonough coming out here all alone. No Finn Balor, it seems like. But it could be a big opportunity for these two to maybe gain themselves a future tag team title opportunity. If they're able to be victorious here tonight against DIY, they will definitely have a solid case as to why maybe they should be the next challengers for the Street Profits. So JD McDonough and AJ Styles slowly making their way into the ring. AJ Styles was victorious back at Survivor Series with Finn Balor over Imperium. Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser falling to the Bullet Club, so it seems like Finn Balor really is putting Gunther in his rearview mirror. But we'll have to see how long that lasts, whether Gunther will really allow Finn Balor to simply go on to his next challenge. But as for now, let's get into this tag team action. So Tommaso Ciampa and JD McDonough going to kickstart this matchup. And Jessica Carr rings the bell, and here we go. Tag team action to kick off Monday Night Raw. DIY desperately need a victory here tonight if they want to go back after those tag team titles. The Street Profits made it clear that they seem to be finished with DIY after Survivor Series. Back and forth those two teams were going, DIY and the Street Profits, for a number of weeks. Big clothesline now by JD McDonough. JD now out on the apron. being blocked off by Johnny Gargano, who's causing a bit of a distraction there, and Tommaso Ciampa is able to try and take advantage, but JD McDonough trying to stay one step ahead, and he's doing quite well at the moment. So the Bullet Club recently forming just a couple of months ago with AJ Styles, JD McDonough and Finn Balor. Seemingly, Finn Balor stated that he's been trying to do everything all on his own, and maybe he needs some help, maybe he needs some backup, and that's exactly what he has here. Codebreaker connecting for Johnny Gargano, and then off with a springboard into the moonsault. And AJ Styles could be in trouble now, but it must be said that DIY have been on quite the tear in this Universe Mode series. I believe that they may have only actually had one loss, which would have been to the Street Profits back at Survivor Series, if I remember correctly. They held those tag team titles for quite some time before the unification match back at Survivor Series, and now, hold on a second, AJ Styles in big trouble right now. Tommaso Ciampa planting the phenomenal one in the center of the ring, and some ground and pound to follow. DIY continuing where they left off just before Survivor Series. And as we mentioned during the entrances, DIY do already have a victory over the Bullet Club. And this combination of the Bullet Club as well, JD McDonough and AJ Styles, coming up short just before Survivor Series, as DIY tried to prove that they believe that they are true champions and the Street Profits are not. But AJ Styles looking for the hot tag, and he's got it. Tommaso Ciampa still connected with that elbow. For a second there, I think he wasn't sure who was the legal man, but now JD McDonough looking to take advantage into the DDT off of the springboard. And while Tommaso Ciampa just took his eye off the ball for a moment there, took a moment too long to get up to that top rope and try and take out AJ Styles, but now Tommaso Ciampa going blow for blow with JD McDonough here. And JD McDonough now slamming down with the Alabama slam. Tommaso Ciampa's head bouncing off of the canvas. Oh, and Ciampa finding a big reversal now. Looking to switch things around here. Oh, and Jessica Carr just getting in the way for a moment there. Luckily for JD McDonough, he didn't actually wipe her out. And now another hot tag here for the Bullet Club. AJ Styles back into this one. JD McDonough was able to quickly scramble across the ring and get that tag, as now AJ Styles couldn't quite get the upper hand on Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano working well as a team at the moment. The Bullet Club seem to be one step behind DIY here tonight. Big elbow drop to the upper spine. And now Johnny Gargano, well, Jessica Carr heading outside the ring for a moment there. I'm not sure what that was all about, but I'm not sure whether DIY are going to maybe complain about that. I guess we have to see what happens in this matchup. I'm sure if they are to lose, they'll probably have something to say about that. And now just targeting the arm of AJ Styles is Johnny Gargano. And now AJ Styles in big trouble, face first into the turnbuckle. Johnny Gargano having his way with AJ Styles right now. The veteran sent into the corner, and well, it looked like maybe for a second there, may have been going for a double team, but into the cover, quick roll up, but Johnny Gargano able to kick out. Johnny Gargano and Ciampa may have been thinking about that meet in the middle, but AJ Styles was quickly able to avoid it, and he's able to avoid it again with a big elbow. Oh, and now, I thought for a moment there may have been a roll up there, but a super kick connecting instead. Into the cover, hooking the leg, looking for the victory. Johnny Gargano, no. AJ Styles able to power out. JD McDonough wasn't sure whether AJ Styles will need his assistance there. Luckily for JD, AJ was able to kick out. AJ Styles back to his feet, and hold on a second, a desperate attempt again into the roll up. AJ Styles, not even a 1 count. AJ Styles a little bit desperate here tonight. I guess that JD McDonough and AJ Styles also want some championship gold as well. Of course, Finn Balor has made it clear that he wants that World Heavyweight Championship. Have to wonder when he will get his opportunity. But AJ Styles with Johnny Gargano. Big right hands. Quick strikes here by AJ Styles. Hoisting up, and oh my word, into a pile driver. Well, I'm not sure why he's not going for the pinfall, because that should be it. It should be all over. Johnny Gargano, though, is able to recover. AJ Styles must not have caught all of it, but now into the cover. Johnny Gargano a little bit desperate this time, trying to get the pinfall victory. And now AJ Styles with a reversal and a big forearm connecting right on the jaw of Johnny Gargano. AJ Styles now looking to send Gargano into the corner, but a big reversal found for both men, and planted face first is Johnny Gargano. AJ Styles is turning this match on its head. Oh, but Johnny Gargano fighting back into this one, into the Hurricane Rana, taking AJ Styles off his feet. AJ Styles taking a lot of punishment in this matchup. And now, going for the tag here. Hold on a second. AJ Styles in trouble. Meat in the middle connecting for DIY, and this has surely got to be all over. Into the cover, Tommaso Ciampa for the victory. No! AJ Styles is still able to hang in there. Oh, and a big left hand by JD McDonough. And JD McDonough just causing some chaos here. Trying to cause a distraction, but it seems like it's not going to be enough, at least for now. Planting AJ Styles face first into the canvas. And now just talking trash to JD McDonough there was Tommaso Ciampa. AJ Styles planting Ciampa face first into the canvas. Now Ciampa sent into the corner. And the Bullet Club now looking for the double team of their own. JD McDonough with a double axe handle to the arm, maybe to the elbow there. Tommaso Ciampa though able to avoid that one. And hold on a second, JD McDonough planting Tommaso Ciampa onto the canvas. That could be it for the victory. JD McDonough not quite able to get the victory just there. Johnny Gargano was into the ring, and hold on a second, Johnny Gargano planted now. But Gargano, I don't think he would have broke up that pinfall attempt. JD McDonough continuing the onslaught here. And hold on a second. Well, Tommaso Ciampa, Project Ciampa connecting. And oh my word, JD McDonough's in big trouble. Oh, hold on a second. He's found a reversal here. That could be exactly what he needed. AJ Styles on the outside, causing some chaos. Looking for the submission, but Tommaso Ciampa able to find a way to break the hold. Johnny Gargano and AJ Styles brawling on the outside at the moment, so this is turning into a one-on-one matchup inside the ring. AJ Styles with a big knee to the side of the face of Johnny Gargano. Driving the knee into the shoulder inside the ring. And hold on a second, Tommaso Ciampa amongst all the chaos, looking for the victory, but no. Big kick out found. Following on from AJ Styles, sending Johnny Gargano into the ring. And hold on a second, JD McDonough's been busted wide open off of that knee. The knee to the face, just busting open JD McDonough, and oh my word, a second knee to the face. And JD McDonough is in big trouble now. Tommaso Ciampa is kicking it into another gear here. Another knee to the face, my goodness. JD McDonough taking a beating here, but he's still fighting back in this one. He won't lie down lightly as he heads back into the ring. Could be maybe suffering from a bit of a concussion here. JD McDonough taking a rest in the corner, up to a 7 count now. Is he maybe going to take a count out victory here? Jessica Carr up to an 8 count. JD McDonough seems to believe he has the matchup won, a 9 count here. And this could be a count out victory for the Bullet Club. Oh my goodness. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano are absolutely furious here. This is not going to help with their paranoid state, but JD McDonough and AJ Styles, well, they've got the victory. And they could potentially be the next contenders.
Dakota. Matt, please. I need to talk. At Survivor Series, I come to ringside because I wanted to be there. To see my Tomodachi, my sister, win the gold. Demo. But I see your face. I see you upset with me being there. So, I walk away. Because I didn't want to ruin your moment.
What were you thinking, Kyrie? Do you realize you almost cost me my first championship on the main roster? You distracted me when everything was on the line. Look, I know you meant well, but if I wanted your help, I would have asked. This was something I needed to do on my own.
Dakota, gomen nasai. I'm sorry. I only wanted to be there. For you.
Well, Kairi Sane seemingly very apologetic towards Dakota Kai here. And hold on a second. Look who it is. Julia still hovering in the background.
Last week, I had Obafemi beaten. I had the so-called ruler down. Seconds away from taking what should be mine. The Intercontinental Championship. But then, the monster decided to stick his nose where it didn't belong. Braun Strowman, you made the biggest mistake of your life. You cost me my championship. You cost me my moment. And now, I will make you pay for it. You like to call yourself the monster among men. Next week, I want you to prove it. Come to Raw. Stand in front of me. Face me like a man, if you have the courage. Because if you don't, I'll find you myself. Rusev Day is coming for you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we move on with the show, we're moving on into the second quarter-final match of the Queen of the Ring tournament for Monday Night Raw. And Julia is the first superstar entering into the fray here this evening. This is going to be another fatal four-way matchup. We have to wait and see whether we actually get a fatal four-way match here, because last week on Monday Night Raw, it ended up being Naomi and Jordynne Grace in one-on-one action due to Lyra, Valkyria and Becky Lynch brawling to the backstage area. But Julia making her debut in Universe Mode back at Survivor Series in the 30 Superstar Gauntlet match. And now she's looking to maybe progress in the Queen of the Ring tournament. But we have seen Julia also in the ear of the Women's Intercontinental Champion, Dakota Kai. And she seems to be trying to play some mind games over there as well. And ladies and gentlemen, next up into this matchup, it is the woman who pushed Jade Cargill to the limit back at Survivor Series. And unfortunately for her, she was not successful on the night and couldn't take that Women's World Championship with her. But Stephanie Vaquer really pushed the Storm to the limit, and Jade Cargill had to resort to a roll-up to try and steal the victory, which she was successful in doing so. But we haven't seen Jade Cargill be as desperate as she was back at Survivor Series. So Stephanie Vaquer looking to progress in the Queen of the Ring tournament to maybe get a second bite at the cherry. And it could be at the biggest show of the summer at SummerSlam. But first of all, Stephanie Vaquer has to survive this fatal four-way. And well, here is a woman who is looking for her first World Championship here in Universe Mode. Liv Morgan Somehow, some way, that championship has always avoided her, and she hasn't quite gotten herself into the title picture. But Liv Morgan could have a big opportunity here tonight to change exactly that. And she could be the woman that maybe heads to SummerSlam to face off against the Storm, and potentially maybe also Lash Legend in that one. Because we are yet to find out who Lash Legend chooses to face at SummerSlam. And here is the final competitor in the quarter-final of the Queen of the Ring. And it is the Genius of the Sky. The woman who was over on Friday Night SmackDown last year and held the WWE Women's Championship on multiple occasions. But here over on Monday Night Raw, she seems to be the woman who's coming to the aid of Kairi Sane at the moment. And Io Sky could potentially maybe even try and send a message to Julia in this matchup to try and maybe help out her buddy in Dakota Kai, but things at the moment in Damage Control seem to be a little bit all over the place. So you have to wonder whether Io Sky is going to be able to remain focused here tonight. Let's get into this fatal four-way matchup. So Julia, we saw her earlier on this evening, Stephanie Vaquer, Liv Morgan, and Io Sky all about to battle it out for the Queen of the Ring tournament. Bell rings and we're underway here for the very best in the division, but only one of these four superstars can progress in this tournament. And a big knee from Io Sky right out the gates to Liv Morgan, clearly trying to get some revenge on behalf of her Damage Control partners, I should say. And Stephanie Vaquer and Julia are battling it out at the same time, but Liv Morgan just wiping both of them two out. Liv Morgan, of course, trying to earn her first World Championship here in Universe Mode. And winning the Queen of the Ring tournament would be a good way to do it, but also Stephanie Vaquer and Julia both also looking to earn their first World Championships. As now, Io Sky sent over the top rope by Julia. And now Liv Morgan into a bulldog, planting Julia face first. Stephanie Vaquer, though, the one left standing, out to the apron now. Trying to pick her poison, but Liv Morgan not about to allow her to do so. Stephanie Vaquer, though, able to find a quick reversal and a big super kick connecting right on the jaw. Liv Morgan now playing a bit of cat and mouse. Back into the ring. And Julia with Liv Morgan up on the ropes here. Stephanie Vaquer and Io Sky battling it out in the meantime. As we said before, four of the very best in the division right now in WWE. In the entire world, you must say. And Julia now up on the top rope. Julia off on the top rope with what looked like a Superman punch. And now Stephanie Vaquer couldn't quite connect with that crossbody as she had hoped. Stephanie Vaquer, of course, pushing Jade Cargill to the limit back at Survivor Series, and only losing out because Jade Cargill became ever so desperate, resorting to a roll-up to get the victory and steal the win away from Stephanie Vaquer. But if Stephanie Vaquer is able to be victorious here tonight and maybe even win the entire Queen of the Ring tournament, then we could get a rematch on our hands at SummerSlam. Io Sky now with Stephanie Vaquer up. And Stephanie Vaquer dropped onto the knee, spine first. Io Sky is a woman who last year was dominating the division, WWE Women's Championship on multiple occasions. But this year in 2K25's Universe Mode, Io Sky seems to have not really been able to get anything going, not really featured as much. But she seems to be back in the fray now. And what a time it is to get back into the swing of things just before SummerSlam. As Io Sky now out on the apron. Stephanie Vaquer could be in trouble. Io Sky was looking for that missile dropkick, but Stephanie Vaquer saw it coming, was able to step on out of the way of that one. Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer brawling inside the ring, but Julia wants a piece of it. Julia now with Io Sky planting her onto the canvas. Now Julia, with a bit of a head scissors here, but Io Sky quickly able to slide on out of that one. Now off of the ropes goes Io Sky. Oh, and a headbutt connecting Liv Morgan in the meantime, looking to steal the victory by getting a pinfall over Stephanie Vaquer. That would be a big pinfall victory for Liv Morgan in this Universe Mode series. But Liv Morgan now, she could be in trouble because she's hoisted up and planted by Julia. And Julia, interestingly enough, not going for the pinfall. Instead, she's going to go for the knee, falling into the cover for the victory. Julia in her first singles matchup here, apart from, of course, that gauntlet match that we saw back at Survivor Series. Julia could have one heck of a start to her Universe Mode career. As now, Liv Morgan's in big trouble. Submission hold is locked in for a moment there, but Stephanie Vaquer was back to her feet, able to break up that hold before too much damage was done. And now, Stephanie Vaquer up to the top rope. This could be... this could be dangerous for Stephanie Vaquer, because Io Sky up on the top rope, Spanish fly connecting off of the top rope. But now Julia could be the woman to take advantage perhaps, but Io Sky now back to her feet. WWE Universe love what they're seeing right now between these four. Io Sky and Julia back and forth between these two. Sent over the top rope goes Julia, and now we're just left with Stephanie Vaquer and Io Sky inside the ring. As Io Sky now hooking the leg, looking for the pinfall victory, but Liv Morgan back into the ring and able to break up the count. As now Julia grabbing the kendo stick here. What she got in mind, she was looking to attack Stephanie Vaquer there, as Liv Morgan dropped on the back of her head. And Io Sky seemed to have been planning maybe a springboard attack there, but decided against it. Reverted her attention back to Stephanie Vaquer. Julia making her way back into the ring. Liv Morgan could be in trouble right now, but Julia, is she going to put a stop to Io Sky? She tried, but Io Sky looking for the over the moonsault, and Liv Morgan was able to see it coming and slide on out of the way of it. Looked for a leg drop there, but just missed out on that one, because Io Sky was able to avoid it. And now Liv Morgan driven into the corner face first. She may have been busted wide open off of that turnbuckle. Now sent off the ropes is Liv Morgan, and Io Sky taking out the legs from underneath Liv. Io Sky staying in control of this matchup right now. She could maybe be the favourite here. As we stated before, she is the only woman that has previously held a world championship here in Universe Mode. And Julia dropped on the back of her head. Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer battling it out. Io Sky sent off the ropes, and Stephanie Vaquer driving the knee into the lower spine, giving Io Sky a bit of a taste of her own medicine. Now Io Sky finding a reversal on Liv Morgan, who's looking to sneak in and get a sneaky attack just there. And Liv Morgan now, what's she planning? Liv Morgan planting Julia into the pinfall as well. The STF being locked in now by Stephanie Vaquer, but luckily Liv Morgan was able to break the hold, but also Io Sky able to find a couple of well-placed elbows to the jaw to break that submission. And now Liv Morgan looking to steal a win here. Io Sky could be in trouble, but no, Julia was able to make it back to her feet and then break up that count. Stiff right hand there by Stephanie Vaquer, and into the oblivion out of absolutely nowhere. And Liv Morgan now hooking the leg into the cover for the win, but no, Stephanie too alert to the situation, able to break up the count there. And now Liv Morgan taking Stephanie Vaquer down. And Liv Morgan here with Stephanie Vaquer in her clutches. Of course, last year in 2K24's Universe Mode, it was Liv Morgan who essentially was the wedge between Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio. And she could arguably be the reason why those two ended up facing at WrestleMania. And Rhea Ripley, of course, was victorious in that one, but now Io Sky was looking for a victory there. Not quite able. Hold on a second. Stephanie Vaquer planted on the top of her head by Julia, who's into the cover looking for the pinfall victory, but Io Sky this time is the woman that's able to break up the count. A few stiff right hands by Io Sky, the genius of the Sky now. Julia driven down into the knee, spine first. And Io Sky heading up top once again. Io Sky over the moonsault, connecting into the cover, hooking the leg, but Liv Morgan was right there, and I'm not sure that Io Sky was even aware of that. And now Liv Morgan looking to take Io Sky down to the mat, but Io Sky was wiser to it. Stephanie Vaquer now with a kendo stick in hand off of the face of Io Sky. And now Julia, the one that's looking to take advantage here. Stephanie Vaquer planted once again. She's busted wide open, hooking both legs here. Liv Morgan able to just turn around and break up the count there. And now Liv Morgan the one in trouble. Submission hold locked in. Is she going to tap out here? No. And Julia breaks up the hold this time. Well, what a match this has been so far. Queen of the Ring tournament quarter-final matchup. These four superstars leaving it all out on the line here. They know what's at stake, a potential championship opportunity. And now Stephanie Vaquer into the defeat. Oh my word. And now she's switching her attention over to Julia. The SVB into the cover. Stephanie Vaquer to be victorious. But no, Liv Morgan quickly out of the corner, breaking that count up and surviving, keeping this match alive. Stephanie Vaquer is the only woman standing at the moment. Io Sky briefly back to her feet. As now Stephanie Vaquer looking to steal a victory, but Io Sky able to break up the count that time, and Julia went for a headbutt, didn't quite connect with it, and then suffered a big right hand from Io Sky. As now, Stephanie Vaquer now into a roll-up, looking to steal the win. Liv Morgan, though, back into the ring and able to break up the count. So Stephanie Vaquer potentially, hold on a second, maybe taking the tactics off of Jade Cargill. And well, just for a moment there, it looked like maybe Io Sky was going to make Liv Morgan tap out, but it seems like the referee may have called for a rope break. As now, Stephanie Vaquer having a bit of trouble with Julia in the corner there. As Julia now off of the second rope. Stephanie Vaquer was able to avoid it, but hold on a second, into another roll-up here. Stephanie Vaquer looking to steal the victory. Looking to almost take the tactics, as I said before, that Jade Cargill used against her. And now the referee's down as well. But Jade Cargill used that roll-up against Stephanie Vaquer, and it seems like Stephanie is trying to use that roll-up here tonight to get the victory. Steel chair, though, off of the face of Liv Morgan. And the referee is still down. Stephanie Vaquer slowly making her way back to her feet. At the moment, it's Stephanie Vaquer with a big super kick. I was just about to say it was only Stephanie Vaquer and Io Sky on their feet, but now Stephanie Vaquer with Julia. SVB once again, but a steel chair off of the face of Stephanie Vaquer. And Liv Morgan looking to pick the bones of Julia here, perhaps. And Julia able to fight back into this one. All four of these superstars laying it all out on the line. And Julia now, oh my goodness, kendo stick off of the face of Io Sky. And Io Sky's busted wide open again. So the only superstar that isn't busted open here at the moment is Julia. But now into the cover, Stephanie Vaquer looking to steal the win. The referee just back to her feet. So it seems like she's still a little bit groggy. A bit of a slow count there by the referee, as Io Sky now playing up to the WWE Universe. But she eats a code breaker from Liv Morgan. Io Sky needs to remain focused in this type of matchup, especially with these kind of competitors as her opponent. But now Julia and Stephanie Vaquer back and forth. And Julia sent onto the ropes here. And Stephanie Vaquer was looking for a big strike there, but Julia able to avoid it, and then a big slap across the face of Liv Morgan. The disrespect being shown by Julia here. And now, hold on a second, Io Sky in big trouble, hoisted up here. And planted to the mat. And oh my word, into the oblivion. Well, Julia able to break up the count there from Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan tried to take advantage there. But now the knee to the face of Io Sky as well. Stephanie Vaquer and Io Sky could have been just taken out of this matchup. But Liv Morgan she was sizing up Io Sky there. But now Julia thwarting whatever Liv Morgan had planned, and DDT connecting from Julia. As now Io Sky rolls through and a foot stomp to the midsection. Stephanie Vaquer on the outside. Steel chair in hand and Oblivion connecting by Liv Morgan onto Io Sky. And Stephanie Vaquer now able to break up their count. Super kick to the midsection of Liv Morgan. Back and forth we go between all four of these superstars. Who is going to be the superstar to progress in the Queen of the Ring tournament here? Could be any one of these. And Stephanie Vaquer now with Io Sky into a dragon screw. Just talking away at the knee there and then eating a kendo stick to the face. The referee's down again. And Liv Morgan, big slap to the face of Julia. A bit of revenge and a code breaker connecting on Stephanie Vaquer. Liv Morgan now going to head up top. Io Sky back into the ring though. Liv Morgan looking to target Julia here. And the drop kick connecting, missile drop kick. Liv Morgan striking Io Sky off of the apron. Well, Liv Morgan maybe thinking about trying to steal the victory here. And hold on a minute. Stephanie Vaquer, the one into the roll-up. As we stated before, the referee into the pin for a slow count here. Julia back to her feet, but she couldn't quite break up the count. And Stephanie Vaquer progresses in the Queen of the Ring tournament. That's a huge victory for her. And look at the state of La Primera. Well, Jade Cargill, I hope you're watching, because Stephanie Vaquer, she did state that she's not finished with you yet. And she could be coming for you once again in the near future.
Lash, you just don't know when to quit, do you? You keep costing me. You keep showing up where you don't belong. You keep taking moments away from me. Moments I earned. Because what? I was better than you in 2024? Because I earned my spot in the Elimination Chamber by pinning you? Let's be real. You've been bitter ever since. You can attack me at the draft, you can jump me before matches, you can screw me out of Queen of the Ring. But after Evolution, you won't be able to hold me back anymore. You won't be able to run, or hide, or talk your way out of it. Because when that bell rings, it's over for you. Now, Naomi, I don't know what's going on with you right now. First, at Survivor Series, you wouldn't let me finish what I started with Lash. And then last week, instead of fighting fair, you took advantage of Lash's sneak attack and pinned me? Look, I get it. It was a high-stakes match. Every woman for herself. But that's not the Naomi I know. That's not the Naomi I respect. The Naomi I know doesn't need shortcuts. The Naomi I know doesn't take what she didn't earn. I'm not mad, I'm just...
Oh, hold on a second, who is that? It's Lash Legend again. Well, these two just absolutely at each other's throats, especially Lash Legend. As Jordynne Grace was stating, it seems like ever since the Elimination Chamber last year in 2K24's Universe Mode series, where Jordynne Grace was able to pin Lash Legend and qualify herself into that Elimination Chamber matchup, it seems like Lash Legend is still bitter ever since that. And she's just been costing Jordynne Grace left, right and center here in 2K25's Universe Mode. But now Lash Legend delivering a beatdown on Jordynne Grace, the Juggernaut, being absolutely brutalized here backstage. And Lash Legend and Jordynne Grace will go head to head at Evolution. And clearly Lash Legend looking to soften up Jordynne Grace here, and oh my goodness, Jordynne Grace sent crashing down to the concrete floor. Well, I hope that we've got some medics on hand here, because oh my goodness, this is difficult to watch. Lash Legend just absolutely brutalizing the Juggernaut. Jordynne Grace now, what is Lash Legend planning here? Oh my goodness, Jordynne Grace sent into the glass, smashed through the window head first. Well, Lash Legend now just absolutely wiping out the Juggernaut. It's not very often that we see Jordynne Grace in this kind of state, but Lash Legend once again sending Jordynne Grace head first through the glass. And Lash Legend seems to be very proud of herself here. But now she's finally finished. And I hope that we've got some medics on hand because, well, Jordynne Grace needs them. And ladies and gentlemen, as we move into the main event of the evening, we have the Phenomenal One back out here once again. So he's already been in action here tonight, but AJ Styles has an opportunity in the King of the Ring tournament. So not only could AJ Styles potentially have a future championship title match alongside JD McDonough for the unified tag team titles, but if he is successful here tonight and if he is able to win the King of the Ring tournament, he could potentially end up fighting for a singles championship at SummerSlam. So the Phenomenal One, AJ Styles, you have to imagine that he's not going to be 100%, but he is the Phenomenal One. So if there's anyone who can do double duty here, you have to think that it is AJ Styles. And the next competitor into this matchup is the Megastar. It is LA Knight. So LA Knight was the man that was actually pinned back at Survivor Series in that, I believe it was 6-man matchup for the Intercontinental Championship, where Obafemi was the man who retained the title against all the competitors who were in the Intercontinental Championship title division. But LA Knight now has a big opportunity because he's fighting in the King of the Ring tournament. So potentially he could propel himself up the card and head towards a world championship at SummerSlam. So can the Megastar be the one to maybe survive this fatal 4-way matchup here tonight? And well, the next superstar in this fatal 4-way matchup in the King of the Ring tournament is the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Back at War Games, Roman Reigns' team was actually successful thanks to the return of Sami Zayn. But Roman Reigns has made it clear that it doesn't mean that anything has changed between him and Sami Zayn. Roman Reigns still remembers the betrayal of Sami Zayn all that time ago. And Roman Reigns even stated that he's not sure who he can trust, including his family at the moment. But Roman Reigns here tonight is focused and locked in as he wants to propel himself potentially towards a world championship here on Monday Night Raw, currently held by Bron Breakker, who is actually a partner of Roman Reigns inside of War Games. And we did see those two teaming up back at Saturday night's main event. However, they couldn't seem to coexist together. And now here tonight, Roman Reigns could potentially earn himself an opportunity to progress in the King of the Ring tournament. And if he is successful, he could be the man to head to SummerSlam to maybe take on Bron Breakker. And we are still yet to find out who exactly CM Punk is going to choose. We did see him earlier on tonight, and he actually took out the #1 contender Drew McIntyre and the current champion Bron Breakker. So interesting situation unfolding here on Monday Night Raw. But the Tribal Chief looks to maybe take his throne back on the top of WWE. But let's get the final competitor out here. And well, the final competitor is a man who Roman Reigns will not be pleased to see. But Seth freaking Rollins has a big smile across his face despite the fact that he lost at War Games. It seems like Seth freaking Rollins may be pleased at the idea and the fact that he could potentially cost Roman Reigns the King of the Ring tournament here tonight. Seth freaking Rollins has been playing mind games with Roman Reigns over the last few months, and it must be said as well that Roman Reigns still is yet to get a victory under his belt. He has yet to make a pinfall or submission, resulting in his own victory. So here tonight, the odds are stacked against him, and the fact that Seth freaking Rollins is planning to spoil the party, I'm sure, is not going to bode well for the Tribal Chief. So King of the Ring quarter-final matchup, AJ Styles, LA Knight, the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns and Seth freaking Rollins about to go head-to-head and collide. So here we go, King of the Ring quarter-final underway in the main event. Seth freaking Rollins and LA Knight going at it straight away, and LA Knight looking to steal a victory early on here in the roll-up. LA Knight not messing about here tonight, looking to get things done quickly and try and progress in this tournament. So of course we know all the history between Seth freaking Rollins and Roman Reigns, which is likely going to be the big factor in this matchup. You have to wonder whether those two are going to potentially maybe cost each other. But hold on a second. Oh, Roman Reigns was just caught by Seth freaking Rollins there, and that's just what I'm saying. Roman Reigns, he seemed to have AJ Styles right where he wanted him. And then all of a sudden, Seth freaking Rollins was able to get inside his head. And Roman Reigns now, furious on the outside. About to head back into the ring though, as AJ Styles now switches his focus to the Tribal Chief once again. And LA Knight in the pinfall, looking to steal the victory again here. But now, Seth freaking Rollins reversing it. And a back and forth we went there with LA Knight and Seth freaking Rollins trying to end the match up quickly. But the Tribal Chief yet to be able to get his hands on Seth freaking Rollins here. As now, Seth freaking Rollins is planted by the megastar. And I'm sure that the Tribal Chief is going to be pleased at that, but he probably wants to do that himself. Wants to deliver a bit of a beat down on the Visionary, I'm sure. As now Roman Reigns heading to the outside of the ring. Kendo stick in hand now. Roman Reigns here, but Seth freaking Rollins once again quicker to the punch. As LA Knight targets the Tribal Chief from behind now. Sends him over the top rope and to the outside. And LA Knight now into a big neck breaker there on the Visionary. But Seth Rollins back to his feet momentarily. There's now LA Knight hoisting up Seth freaking Rollins once again and delivering straight into the turnbuckle pad face first. Springboard moonsault by AJ Styles there. And of course we know that there is a bit of a history between Roman Reigns and the Bullet Club at the moment, because Finn Balor was actually able to pin the Tribal Chief a number of weeks ago, so I'm sure that AJ Styles would probably like to maybe also get the same kind of moniker under his belt. But now Seth freaking Rollins with the knee delivered to the Tribal Chief. And Seth Rollins now knee again to the Tribal Chief, and LA Knight looking to steal the win into the roll-up from behind. But a 1 count found for LA Knight, the megastar, looking to propel himself towards the World Championship. Of course, the last time that we saw LA Knight maybe competing for a World Championship, I believe, was last year at SummerSlam, when he tried to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase on main event Jey Uso, following on from Jey Uso defeating the Tribal Chief, but LA Knight was unsuccessful in that cash-in. And now Seth freaking Rollins with Roman Reigns, and a big kick across the chest here. Seth freaking Rollins just seems to have Roman Reigns' number at the moment, especially in this matchup. As now, LA Knight with a reversal, as Seth Rollins and AJ Styles were both looking for a double team on the megastar, as Roman Reigns now on the outside of the ring just sends LA Knight back into the ropes. And now Seth freaking Rollins with LA Knight sending him over the top rope, and now Roman Reigns just momentarily got his hands on Seth freaking Rollins, but didn't last very long. As the WWE Universe getting behind LA Knight here, and he's feeling it. LA Knight believes that this could be his night to maybe progress in this King of the Ring tournament. There's now AJ Styles with Roman Reigns up, but Roman Reigns able to slide on behind. There's now LA Knight with AJ Styles planting him in the center of the ring. And LA Knight now heading into the corner up to the second rope here. And LA Knight into a drop kick connecting, didn't catch all of it on Seth freaking Rollins. DDT though, he caught all of that one. Now AJ Styles with the Tribal Chief. Oh my goodness, a pile driver to Roman Reigns. And I mean, Roman Reigns has suffered one of those already in this Universe mode, but now AJ Styles with the calf crusher locked in. And LA Knight able to break that hold. But Roman Reigns luckily back to his feet. It seems like AJ Styles didn't quite connect entirely with that pile driver. Luckily for Roman Reigns, otherwise he would have been on the shelf again. It's now, oh my word, AJ Styles catching the Visionary. Styles Clash connection for AJ Styles. And now LA Knight being brought back to his feet. And this WWE Universe on their feet right now. There's now double team this time, connecting by Roman Reigns and AJ Styles, as AJ Styles now up to the top rope off of the springboard. Forearm connecting. Almost a modified phenomenal forearm, that one. And a spear connecting from Roman Reigns out of absolutely nowhere onto the Visionary, into the cover, hooking the leg, but Roman Reigns finally got his hands on Seth freaking Rollins, and it delivered a spear out of absolutely nowhere, almost taking Seth freaking Rollins out of his boots. That's now LA Knight into the cover, but AJ Styles able to break up the count there. And now Roman Reigns back to his feet, and then again Seth freaking Rollins quicker to the punch here. The Tribal Chief struggling to get the upper hand against his arch nemesis. And a stunner connecting on the top rope by Seth freaking Rollins. AJ Styles now. And Seth freaking Rollins going back and forth. And jawbreaker connecting. I'm sure that AJ Styles would love to get another championship under his belt. He's yet to hold a world title here in Universe mode as well. Oh, and a big boot connecting by LA Knight. And now LA Knight could be looking for the megastar elbow, but not connecting. The Tribal Chief able to avoid it. Looking for a big boot, and oh my word, Roman Reigns into the guillotine choke, but AJ Styles, the man that's able to break up that submission attempt. As AJ Styles now off of the springboard. Roman Reigns headed up top for a moment there, but AJ Styles pulling out all the stops. Big knee to the side of the head, and another spear connecting. Roman Reigns could be about to win this one to progress in the King of the Ring, but no. It seems like Roman Reigns definitely wants to try and get that pinfall victory over Seth freaking Rollins here tonight. But AJ Styles and LA Knight not about to allow that to happen under their watch. They also want to progress in this one. Oh, and the kendo stick just busted over the head of Seth freaking Rollins. So now Seth freaking Rollins using the rope to get back to his feet here. LA Knight with his focus entirely on the phenomenal one. He's able to find the reversal here and avoid that DDT attempt. But hold on a second. AJ Styles with LA Knight. Styles clash connecting. And Seth freaking Rollins missing out on that swanton. But into the cover. AJ Styles for the victory. No. And now, oh, AJ Styles targeting the Tribal Chief. Planting him face first. Who is going to be the superstar to progress here? Planted face first once again is Roman Reigns there. But who is going to be the superstar to progress here and head to Crown Jewel to maybe compete in that King of the Ring final? Watch the curb stomp connecting for Seth freaking Rollins. Meanwhile, LA Knight is busy with AJ Styles, but no, big kick out found from the Tribal Chief, and Seth freaking Rollins could be thinking about maybe stealing this one, but no. LA Knight now BFT connecting to the Visionary, into the cover, hooking the leg. LA Knight for the victory, no. Roman Reigns is able to break up the count here. I'm sure that Roman Reigns wouldn't have been too displeased at Seth freaking Rollins suffering a pinfall loss here, but I mean, I'm sure that he wants to be the one to deliver that pinfall onto the Visionary. There's now AJ Styles with a powerbomb connecting to the Megastar. And Seth freaking Rollins, oh, a big right hand connecting there from LA Knight. AJ Styles and Roman Reigns going head to head here. So AJ Styles sent into the corner and Roman Reigns just switching his focus back to the Visionary once again. Wanting to inflict as much punishment as he can on his arch nemesis. As now he switches his focus. Oh my word, AJ Styles is in big trouble. Because Roman Reigns has him in position. If you're AJ Styles, you don't want to be there. Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, drive-by connecting. AJ Styles though quickly back to his feet. Seemed like maybe Roman Reigns didn't connect entirely with that drive-by. WWE Universe love what they're seeing here right now. But it's hard to tell which one of these four superstars is going to be the man to progress in this King of the Ring tournament. Could be any one of these four. Oh my goodness, burning hammer delivered by LA Knight, planting the Tribal Chief, but Seth freaking Rollins wasn't about to allow LA Knight there to get the victory. Seth Rollins was just telling LA Knight just a moment ago that he was going to be the man to put down the Tribal Chief, and now LA Knight wants to be the man to put down Seth Rollins, but Roman Reigns breaking up the count and into a spear connecting, and this could be it. Could be all over. Roman Reigns to progress in the King of the Ring, but no. Somehow the Megastar powers out as AJ Styles once again planting the Tribal Chief. And now curb stomp connecting. Seth freaking Rollins into the cover, looking for the victory. Is he going to do it? No. LA Knight still hanging in there. This seems to be a recurring theme of LA Knight. He just seems to know how to hang in there when it seems like the match is out of his grasp, and it seems like he's down and out. He just finds a way, a second wind. He finds a way to hang in there. That's now, oh, on the outside, a neck breaker delivered to the Tribal Chief on the concrete floor. That's going to do some damage. The Megastar now looking for some weapons. A steel chair in hand, switching his focus to the Tribal Chief, who's able to connect with a clothesline. As the WWE Universe just acknowledge the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns there. Now AJ Styles inside the ring, looking to steal the victory over Seth freaking Rollins, but no. Seth Rollins able to power out, and now the Tribal Chief heading back into the ring. Roman Reigns just biding his time here as AJ Styles wears out the knee of Seth freaking Rollins. We know the trouble that Seth freaking Rollins has had with those knees, as Roman Reigns seemed like he wanted to size up that spear just there, but Seth Rollins was able to avoid it on that occasion. As now LA Knight into a neck breaker delivered on AJ Styles. And LA Knight planting the Tribal Chief here. And now LA Knight out to the apron. What on earth is he planning? LA Knight here, looking for a springboard, perhaps looking for the missile drop kick, but Roman Reigns was just able to avoid it. Still a little bit groggy here, though, the Tribal Chief. As Seth Rollins back into the ring here, all 4 competitors inside the ropes. Of course, there are no disqualifications. You must get a pinfall or submission in the ring, and now AJ Styles could be about to do exactly that. Styles Clash connecting, but LA Knight is the man that's able to break up the count this time. Oh my word. AJ Styles, though, about to roll through, and AJ Styles looking for the calf crusher, but he breaks up the hold almost immediately there, surprisingly enough. As now Roman Reigns backing it up into the corner. It looked like he may have been sizing up for that spear just there. And oh my word, the BFT connecting from LA Knight. But Roman Reigns able to break up the count this time. Now, Roman Reigns here, planted off of the DDT face first into the canvas. AJ Styles, though, is sizing up Roman Reigns here. Roman Reigns could be in big trouble. Roman Reigns planted off of the Styles Clash. Now LA Knight planted by the Phenomenal One as well. And oh my word, into the cover. AJ Styles looking for the victory. No, big kick out found by LA Knight this time. Oh my word, a big knee connecting from Seth freaking Rollins just there now. As Seth freaking Rollins delivers a few kicks to the face of AJ Styles. Now LA Knight back to his feet. Seth freaking Rollins heading to the outside of the ring as LA Knight is planted. And Roman Reigns now could be lining up for the spear here. Roman Reigns looking to put an end to the matchup. Seth freaking Rollins is back into the ring though. As Roman Reigns, hold on a second, Seth Rollins was looking to steal the win there and get the pinfall, but now Roman Reigns with Seth freaking Rollins in his clutches, and Roman Reigns delivers the powerbomb to the Visionary, and now Seth Rollins is in big trouble. Roman Reigns spear, oh, he was going for the spear, but Seth freaking Rollins able to connect off of that knee. Now Seth Rollins could be the man that's in trouble as AJ Styles, oh, looks for the clothesline. Neckbreaker connecting from Roman Reigns, and now Roman into the cover here, looking for the victory. Is he going to do it? Roman Reigns steals the victory here. And well, it seemed like for a moment that maybe the pinfall was going to get broken up there, but LA Knight and AJ Styles just a split second too late. And Roman Reigns has pinned Seth freaking Rollins to progress in the King of the Ring tournament. Oh my goodness, and you know what that means? We're going to have Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns